you. Today we are going to be speaking with the CEO of Global Supply Chain Group about the modularized outsourcing design. So good morning, Mr. Vivek Sood.
Good morning, Cecile, and good morning to the viewers as well.
What is the biggest problem that you see with outsourcing today?
Cecile, that's a very good question. We've been in this business in Global Supply Chain Group for about 12 years now, from January 2000, yes, that's right. And since the beginning, outsourcing has been one of the parts of our business which has given our clients the largest amount of angst, or largest amount of anxiety. Initially, in the first 1 or 2 years, the biggest question about outsourcing used to be, should we outsource or should we not? And most of the times, there were two camps. Some people liked outsourcing, some people didn't like outsourcing. And of course, some people would say that if you outsource, you won't be able to retain control, or if you outsource, eventually you will bring it back in anyway. Now that question has already been settled. I suppose about in 2004-05, it became very clear that the trend of outsourcing was here to stay. And I'm glad that that question is settled. But there is a new question now. The biggest problem I see with outsourcing is this, Cecile. If you look at this slide, this data comes from a report of 240 different outsourcing arrangements around the world. And based on this survey, 65% of all outsourcing contracts worth more than 20 million pounds, they have actually not succeeded. So up to 65% of all outsourcing contracts unravel before their full time. Now that is the biggest problem which is facing outsourcing today. Companies, when they enter into outsourcing arrangements, they have very high expectations of what they will get, and they make a lot of decisions based on how they are outsourcing to create a whole business around that. However, nearly 2/3 of those outsourcing arrangements unravel. Now that is one of the biggest problems in the outsourcing.
So why do most of the outsourcing arrangements fail?
Cecile, that question has exercised the minds of consultants, of academia, of even outsourcing service providers quite a lot. And there's all sorts of studies being done, and I'll share with you two studies at this moment. This one is from Outsourcing Center, and it says that the biggest cause of failure is this 23%, which is buyers' unclear expectations up front. The second biggest cause is 13%, which is poor governance. And the third biggest reason is poor communications, which is 11%. And then there are other reasons like providers' poor performance and the buyer's multi-supplier environment. So there are a whole raft of reasons. That's one view of the things. Here is another view of the things. Basically, three key challenges are value loss of 20 to 30% because of misalignment. So these are relationship challenges here, cultural alignment and strategic alignment. They jointly account for at least 20 to 30% of the value loss in outsourcing arrangements. Second big set of challenges are operational challenges, which account for another 10 to 20% of value loss in outsourcing arrangement. And that is things like role instability and talent challenge. And the third, not the least, is the contract or governance challenges, and that is things like inflexible terms or change of control, things like that. Now this data again comes from a very respected study from Ashridge. I will encourage viewers to actually follow up on the data to try and understand the reasons where the value leakage of anywhere between 50 to 70% occurs in the outsourcing arrangement. In many cases, the actual value turns out to be negative.
What is the key to success in outsourcing?
Key to success in outsourcing, like in everything else, is preparation. That is one thing people invariably end up doing less of. Even when people think they are doing the right preparation, what we have found is that overall, when you compare to what they could have done or should have done, their preparation, and this is the step one I have in this slide, their preparation of trying and understanding what exactly is it that they're outsourcing. Why are they outsourcing? What are the strategic objectives of outsourcing? What kind of competitive advantage will outsourcing give their business? Those are the things people never pause and ask. They don't pause and ask, how are we going to measure the success or failure of this outsourcing arrangement? They come up with very inflexible terms and very, very rigid service level agreements, which can invariably not be adhered to for the simple reason that businesses change.
How do you design outsourcing in such a way that you keep the control levers in your hand?
Cecile, that's an excellent question. So as I was saying, the key to success in outsourcing is actually preparation. Now, one of the biggest part of preparation is actually to design an outsourcing arrangement where all the levers of success, all the levers of control are in your hand, in the company's hand. Very few companies actually design an outsourcing in such a way. One of the most popular ways these days is to actually align the incentives of the two parties. Now that was one thing which was so blatant and apparent, where there was a direct conflict of interest between the party who was outsourcing and the party who was going to carry out the outsourced function, where the revenue of one company was directly dependent on the cost bottom line of another company. Now, some of those direct conflict of interests are being taken out. However, I would encourage companies to go beyond that and actually try and understand how to modularize their entire supply chain in such a way that the key levers to outsourcing still remain in your hand, so that you retain the control of the outsourced operation no matter what happens, no matter who's carrying out the task.
So what will happen if we do not design it this way?
If you do not design an outsourcing arrangement in a way where you retain the key control levers in your hand, invariably your company will end up being one of those 65% statistics where you will get a value leakage of at least 50% and as high as 100% of what you expected. Now, in a way, it is a total wastage of time for your business in that case.
Thank you for the time and for the answer you have granted for this interview.
You're more than welcome, Cecile.